Shai by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. To the scattered elect, scattered around the four corners of the earth, among the heathen nations that be like unto the speckled bird. And to the Akwaf that are listening and learning to you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm, coming at you with another lesson from the Great Millstone here in Chicago. And this is part 2, continuation of Wagging the Dog as usual, part 2. Just to finish the video up, because there was just a little bit more I decided that needed of this story that needed to be told, needed to be heard. Because of course, if you watch the first video, this girl gave the emotional, compelling testimony of lies, and then President Bush Sr., basically HW, used those lies to sway the people to get behind them so that they could send in their militaries to do what they do. The same thing that they plan to do to Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the scattered speckled birds, around the world. This is what they plan to do to the Israelites. The same thing. They're using the same narrative. It's like a team that keeps running the same play over and over again, and the fact is they're getting sloppier and sloppier and sloppier as they do it. And one of the main reasons why it's so difficult to pull these things off these days is because of mass media, because of the internet. All right, the internet of things. That's why you have images of the same crisis actors. The same ones at the Texas thing, the same thing that was at the Aurora thing was the same people that was at the Boston bombing, and you have the same people at the same events with different color hair or different clothes or different type of glasses on, but you can clearly see that they're the same individuals. All right, these people are liars. So without any further ado, let's just let this finish out.
Nayirah's testimony was rebroadcast across the country and marked a turning point in public opinion on going to war. President George H.W. Bush repeatedly cited her claims.
They had kids in incubators, and they were thrown out of the incubators so that Kuwait could be systematically dismantled.
3 months after Nayirah testified, President George H.W. Bush launched the invasion of Iraq. But it turned out Nayirah's claims weren't true.
Ooh.
No human rights group or news outlet could confirm what she said. It also turned out Nayirah was not just any Kuwaiti teenager. She was the daughter of the Kuwaiti ambassador to the United States, Saad Nasser al-Sabah. She had been coached by the public relations firm Hill & Knowlton, which was working for the Kuwaiti government. We're joined now by the journalist who first revealed Nayirah's identity. Rick MacArthur, the president and publisher of Harper's Magazine, the author of the book Second Front, Censorship and Propaganda in the 1991 Gulf War.
This is Job. Let's take that back and leave that there. Hold on.
Kuwaiti government. We're joined now by the journalist who first revealed Nayirah's identity. Rick MacArthur, the president and publisher of Harper's Magazine, the author of the book Second Front, Censorship and Propaganda.
There it is. Just wanted to freeze frame that. It's a book that some of you investigative brothers might want to grab a hold of that book, and I'm pretty sure that there's some juicy information in there that can be used to edify Israel and condemn our very strong enemy. All right. But this is Job 9:24, and it reads, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Who and where is, and if not, where and who is he?" So when you look at the people who have covered up the faces of the judges, you don't really have to look far. And the people who do wickedly, you really don't have to look far. All right, it's the people that are in rulership, the biblical Edomites, man. As a matter of fact, I'd like to read that Deuteronomy again. All right, because they're labeling us as the believers of Yahushua as terrorists, and we've done no such thing, except tell the truth. So if truth is a terror, if telling the truth is an act of terror, then I guess I'm guilty. All right. If revealing actual history and proving that the history you teach in school and in churches and in places of higher learning are lies, then I guess I'm guilty. But this is Deuteronomy 19:16. If a false witness rise up against any man and testify against him that which is wrong, and Nayirah, this young lady here, was coached. All right. This young lady right here was coached into this false testimony. Which and the fact that she spoke such perfect English, I've dealt with people from this part of the world quite often, even recently. All right, and you don't grow to be 15 years old, 15, 16 years old, an adult, and speak perfect English unless you grew up in America or you grew up completely engulfed in a Western setting. All right. Because those people, they may be educated, they may get educated and go to school here, but they still speak with an accent which reveals that they're not from here. All right, even as adults. This girl, if this could have been, Becky from the Burbs, the way she was speaking. All right. But once again, Deuteronomy 19:16, if a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong, then both the men between whom the controversy is shall stand before Yahweh, before the priests and the judges, which shall be in those days. And there is a controversy between two men, so to speak, the controversy of Zion. And we are going to stand before Yahweh, and we're soon of the whole world, even though the world knows. But the whole world is going to be beyond convinced, and those naysayers who deny, even though they know it's the truth, they're going to be forced to admit it. All right. It says, and the judges shall make diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witness be false witness and have testified falsely against his brother, that being the accusers of our brothers. That scripture keeps coming out in Revelation. All right, because they're accusing us falsely. Remember, that word accusation means to classify, and that's what they're doing. They're trying to classify us as wicked. All right. It says, and judges shall make diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witness be a false witness and have testified falsely against his brother, then shall ye do unto him as she had thought to have done unto his brother. So shall thou put the evil away from among you. So the evil is about to be put away from among us. E is going to lose this time around. So go ahead and make your move, man. Stop waiting. Call halal Yahweh by Shanab Shai by Shem Kakwadash. Wa Abad Babal. Shalom.